Right, I'm shooting this as some B-roll footage for an earlier video, but I might release this as a separate video as well. What's happened is this headphone socket on this boombox is on the top, and lots of dust and stuff has got inside. And if you look real closely, you'll be able to see it's although I've cleaned the dust out, there's quite a bit of corrosion on there. So this video is a method I've found which works for me that cleans it off. What you're going to need is some IPA, some isopropyl alcohol, or some contact cleaner. I've never used contact cleaner, but I would imagine that would work as well. I just happen to have IPA with me. You're going to need a cotton bud, which is like that, and a pair of scissors, which I'm currently getting out of the drawer. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut off the end of the cotton bud, and it pings all over the disc. There we go. And then you're going to get your IPA, and you're just going to squirt a little bit of IPA onto the end of the cotton bud. So we've got here, the end of the cotton bud there is quite flat, and then you've got this stem is made of paper, compressed paper. The plastic ones will not work properly for this method. So you want a bit of IPA on there, not too much, otherwise it's going to get soggy and not work very well. And I'm going to push it in just as far as it goes to get to that bit of contact that we can see at the bottom there. And I'm going to try and wiggle it around to clean that part off, twisting it around. And we can see on there how dirty that is. And you can see down there it's already cleaned up a lot of that. But what we also need to do is clean up the poles here as well. So we're going to get our IPA again. We're going to squirt a bit more on. Doesn't matter that that's already dirty. And then we're going to put it in there and push it further in, yeah, pushing it further in. And then we're just going to twist it around there. I don't know whether you can see it. See if I can get a shot in there. It's pushed in past that part. And then we're cleaning up the contact, which is on the left hand side in this case. And we can see there that now looks like it's cleaned up the different poles on the it's cleaned up that part, and that part is on there as well. So that's it. So that hopefully should sort out any crackles you might have when you move the headset around. And if you look in there now, it looks quite nice and clean. So I'm just going to give it a little extra go. I can actually chop off the end here, so we'll chop off a little bit more. Pushing it down again. There we go. So we pushed it in as you would push in the headphone jack. Give it a good twist round. There we go. That should be enough to give it a good clean out. So it's going to work nicely now. See down there, it's nice and clean. So there we go. That's about as much footage as I need for the B-roll, and a little extra video on how to clean your headphone socket. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Okay, here's an important thing that you should not do. After shooting the whole of this video, I thought that I'd better bring this up. I'd uploaded the video to Patreon so the excellent fellows there can get a preview of it, which anyone in the coffee club does get a preview and early access to my videos before they go live on YouTube. But what I realised is not everyone has a pump action, like a pump IPA bottle like this one. They're fairly cheap. There's going to be a link, an affiliate link in the description box for it. But if you haven't got this and all you've got is IPA which comes in a bottle and you can use that, what I want to make sure is if you have to dip your cotton bud in there, you don't want to get it too wet because it is made of paper. You can see it's already expanding at the end where too much fluid's got on it. Now, although it's quite hard still, what I'm worried about is if you soak it too much and then stick it in the headphone socket, it might break off in the headphone socket. Plus the fact the outside part of it might start breaking up. Can you see that? So if you're using IPA that you can only pour into one of these, then you really want to, where's the other end? You really want to only dip it in very quickly. This is the dry end, this is the dry half. So dip it in really quickly, or get yourself a toothbrush or other brush, get a bit of the IPA on the brush itself, and then brush it onto the outside of the cotton bud stalk. Just another thing as well, you can probably use methylated spirits or denatured alcohol instead of IPA if you haven't got any. If you don't have any of those, if you don't have any either IPA or methylated spirits or denatured alcohol, just do it dry. You don't want to be using water or anything that could corrode it or anything that might get left in there. So don't use vinegar or fruit juice because it won't evaporate. The benefit of this is anything you don't use evaporates off anyway and leaves it dry inside. And make sure you turn the power off and take the batteries out of whatever you're cleaning as well. Anyway, that's just a little extra clip which I'll have to insert into the original video.